Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Computer Diet. In anything you need to learn about computer, here's the right place. Okay, so we are moving on to our next tutorial. We have done a lot in our previous video and I gave an exercise, as I've told you earlier on, that at every end of our class I'll be giving an exercise to run. Okay, so let's begin with our exercise. I'm going to do the solution and then we'll move to our next topic of the Python tutorial. Okay, so let me try and run the exercise that I gave to refresh our memory. Okay, I said we should make three variables. One will hold words, second will hold numbers, and the third one will hold float. And then we should print it like the type of words is, then print the class of the numbers and the class of number. Okay, so here's the solution. First, you are going to set your first variable to okay. So our next variable will be numbers. I'll set it to 1. Our third variable will be number. I'll set it to 1.3. So let's print them out. Print words, comma, type of numbers, comma, type of number. Okay, so there you go. This is how to do it, and let's run it and see. Okay, so you can see it here. The type of words is, the first of it is integer, that's a whole number, and the second one is float. And also please try and pay attention to every underlined line here, because it signifies an error. So in order to solve the error, you will give a space between the equal sign and the next content. And if you think it's not like that, then it means you need to give a space, like some two space in some. When you are programming your code, the Python will demand for some space in between, and if it's only a single line sign, then it means you need to give a space between the equal sign and the next command that you input. So let's jump into our next tutorial. Okay, today we are going to talk on some different things. Let's start with input statement. Input. What is input? What is input? Input is in the form of, like, you are asking someone to input, you are asking a third party or second party to input of what you have written. Let's say you have a variable that is called what is your name. So you give it input, you have to put it in the bracket. What is your name? Give a question mark, then you close your bracket. Then let's print out what is your name. it seems we repeated our variable here to our content here. Okay, so let's reduce it to name here, and let's come here and let's reduce it to name. So we are printing out our variable. Okay, let's try and run it. Okay, so here it says what is your name. It's asking the user to input what is your name. So this is the input, the process of the user being typing the command that is being asked. It means you're asking him to input, him or her to input. So let's say name. Let me put my YouTube name. Computer diet. Okay, let's put it here. It print out computer diet. Okay, let's move on. Let's make it more fancy. Let's say hey, sorry, hey, plus name. Okay, what we are trying to do here, we are trying to print out hey, then it should be now included with your name, like hey John, hey Samuel, hey George, whatever the input is. And if your input is something else, it will print out hey, including with what is your input. Okay, let's run it and let's see. Okay, input computer diet. It says hey computer diet. So this hey here is standing for our first command immediately after we input our name. It's trying to express our input. Okay, so why not let's try and give it a space, because here it doesn't make any sense. Hey computer diet, everything is enclosed, you don't know where the space is. This is just a meaningless word. So in order to do that, we can actually give it an empty space here. Okay, so let's run it and let's see. Let's input our computer diet. Here you can see it, hey computer diet. So the space here is actually being the one that is here. Okay, all right, so why not let's try something else. Let's say we have something like Josh. Okay, let's set it to empty string. Let's say we are trying to print out Josh here, plus Josh, and let's try and run it and let's see if it will work with our space here. Remember, we are having a space here before, but we shifted the space here and we give it a new variable. Okay, let's run it and let's see. Computer diet. Okay, it actually worked. Computer diet. Wow, wow. Okay, let's try and give it something else, something complex a little bit. Let's give it a small calculation. Let's say number. Let's set it to 3. Let's set something else, numbers. let's set it to 5, and then let's try and say age. Let's set it to number plus numbers. Or why not, okay, let's run this and let's see what it will give us. And let's say let's print our age, and let's see. Here it's actually 9. Okay, let's use the input statement here, so that it asks me to input the numbers and it will print out the age. Okay, let me set this to comment hash and hash. Okay, let's say year 1 should be, or let's still set it to number. Let's set it to input, and let's say enter a number. Okay, question mark. Let's say numbers. Let's also set it to input. Let's give the bracket. Let's say enter another number. Okay, let's set the third variable. Let's say it's sum. Let's give it to number plus numbers. Okay, and let's print sum. Here. Okay, all right, let's print it and let's see the result. It's asking me to input a number. Let me put 3, enter another number, let me put 6, and here it says 36 instead of 9, because here we actually said it should plus numbers and number, but here is giving us that 6. You can pause the video and give it the appropriate solution. Okay, so welcome back, and let's make some corrections here. So here it says enter a number, and remember in our previous video, and in case this is your first time of watching it, you can go to the further, you can check on the channel and see the video on the first Python tutorial. Okay, here remember I told you that I gave you an example of some types of numbers, which is integer and float. Integer that is having whole number, and float is having number with decimal point, but integer doesn't have decimal point. But here we are giving it input, and here enter a number. Automatically, as we are entering a number, the number is what is being a string. It's not a number anymore. It's not number anymore at all. Okay, let's try something and let's see if it is a number or a string. Let's try something crazy, and let's type up sum. Let's say print sum, comma, type of sum, and let's see the result that it will give us. let's say 3, and let's say 6. Good. Here it says 36 and the class is what? String. So you can see, okay, in order for us now to be able to calculate it, and so that you stop giving us 36 or whatever, you know, as it is now, as it is a string now, it means it's not adding anything. Highest, it will just combine it together and it will give us the first and the second word. Okay, in order for us now to be able to calculate our numbers here, we will need to add int. Short form, our full form is integer, and don't forget to put it in a bracket, and let's give it int. Okay, so here we go. Let's try and run it, and let's see. Let's say 3 and let's say 6. Good. Here it actually calculated it for us, and we're having 9, and the class is what? Integer. Okay, what if we change it to float? Here change it to float too. Okay, let's try and run it, and let's see. Let's input an integer number. Say it gives us 12.0. The class is what? Float. Why did we put 5, 7? And remember, 5 and 7 will say is integer, but remember, this is a whole number and this is also a whole number. But as we are setting it to float, automatically here it will added 0.0 since there's nothing here. Okay, so are you there? All right, and let's try to give something special. Let's try to give something special. Okay, let's say okay, let's say we're having number equal to input number. Let's put it in quote. Sorry for that. Let's say numbers. Let's give it to input. Let's say another number. Sorry about it. And let me give it okay. And let's say sum. Let's say equal to int open bracket number and plus int open bracket numbers. Okay, and let's say print sum. Let's run it and see if it will work or not. Okay, say number, let me enter 3 and let me enter 6. It's actually printed 9. Why? Because here it's a string, here is a string, but as it comes here, I told you Python run line by line. So here it started with string, and as it came here, we set it to int. We converted the string to be integer. Here also we converted it to be integer. So we now plus the first integer and second integer, then we printed out our sum. All right. So let me give you an exercise so that you run. We have come. Okay, so I want you to run this program. I want you to type it to make
Excuse me, boss.
sorry for that. I want you to make two oh, two variables. Yeah, I want you to make two variables. One to ask your name, computer diet. The second one to ask you your age. Then let me just put 100. So to now print out computer diet is 100 years old. Alright, so run it and hop into my next video. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe so that we can be able to make the YouTube channel to grow and so that people can come and learn. Okay, now we have come to the end of the program, so keep watching, stay tuned and be happy. And our next video I'm going to show you the solution. All right, thank you so much. Thank you.